Hey, good morning. I'm here. I'm sorry I had to stir my coffee up and I didn't want to hear, have you hear the clink, clink, clinking of my coffee mug. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ooh, so much going on. There's so much going on. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Catch Rule. Good morning, Cyber Hotline. Good morning, Lolly and Pops. How are you guys this morning? Well, last night, Savage is alive. And I was in there for all of maybe 30 minutes before I fell asleep. And then I woke up, and I guess Jody must have been right. I woke up and I heard her saying, Andrea's not here. She's supposed to block her. And I opened up, I grabbed my phone and I looked and I saw that GB had went into the chat. And I was like, damn it. And I know that privilege was left there for Andrea, but I was going to grab that ass too. So good morning, good morning, good morning. I see my viewer count and I'm looking at what's in the chat and we're good. Okay, so please come out the bushes, come in and say good morning. Say good morning, everyone. Before we get started, I want to bring you an update on well, not before we get started, but I have other things we're going to discuss. But I have an update on Mariah Thomas. And if you remember Mariah Thomas, she's the woman that put her daughter in the oven. She put her daughter in the oven. Good morning, Just Doom. Debbie Savage and Kat should do a live together. Good morning, Dan. Yeah, I have to go back to where I fell asleep at so I can get the full gist. But I went to sleep. I was supposed to do Scott Peterson last night, but my mind was just not there. I had been in meetings. Friday is normally supposed to be my day to do what I have to get done. And it seemed like Friday we had so many meetings, so many things going on. And I get it. It's the end of the fiscal, but Jesus, I didn't get anything done. And my brain was just scrambled. So I just couldn't do the justice to that story that it needs. So let's listen to the update on Mariah Thomas.
She can pay her bond. She claims she mistakenly put the child in the oven instead of the crib. This morning, a judge reduced her bond from the original $200,000 after hearing from her representation. KCTV5's Johanna C. joins us to give us details of what was said in court.
Kat.
Police say that Mariah Thomas telling them on the scene there at the home that she was putting the baby down for a nap, accidentally putting it in the oven instead of the...
So, I discussed this case before. She accidentally put the baby in the oven. That was an accident. Do we believe that? I don't know how you mistake a crib for an oven, but okay, or a bassinet for an oven, but okay.
Crib. Now, the case and the filings and everything that we have found say that the police on the scene found the baby unresponsive and suffering wounds and burns and things like that. This all happening at a home on February 9th near 41st and Forest Avenue. So today, further discussions at a bond hearing. This is a very suspicious and serious issue. Thomas facing a Class A felony of endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree and death of a child. Judge Willingham reduced it from $200,000 to $100,000 cash with the ability for her to pay just 10% of it. Her attorney, Jennifer Robinson, arguing for just house arrest with GPS tracking, with Thomas being able to live in Kansas City with her parents. There are mental health concerns.
Now, supposedly she has mental health, but when she went to the police station, they said she had a mind of a child. She went to the police station and she invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. Now tell me that's a mind of a damn child.
that she mentioned, but did not engage more with that. The state sympathizing with the mental health aspect to this case, but arguing it is still a Class A felony and she could be a danger to the community. If she does post bail, she will also not be allowed to have contact with any witnesses. She must take any medication as prescribed and complete a mental health evaluation according to that arrest warrant. So for now, she stays behind bars. Thompson is due back in court for an arraignment coming up on March 4th at 2 p.m. So those are the updates from here in downtown Kansas City. Reporting live, Joe Hennessy, KSTV5 News.
Thank you. So that's what we have going on with there. So then there's a story out of New Orleans, okay? This woman stabbed her 4-year-old and her 2-year-old on a FaceTime call with their father. Now, we've had 3 judges excuse themselves from her case because they know the family and they know of her. So they've excused herself from the case. And Mayor, you are back. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So they excuse herself from the case. Themselves from the case. She did this on a FaceTime call with the father. Now the father has a criminal record. He's been convicted like 5 times of domestic abuse, but you're on the call with this man. You are so mad at this man that you stabbed. The little girl passed away. The father rushed to the house, broke into the home, rushed the kids to the hospital. The daughter's name was Paris. She died, and the little boy survived. You're that mad at the father of your kids that you pay them or you stab them on a FaceTime call. I don't get that. I just don't. These are your fucking kids. Stab his ass. So let me pull that for you. Hold on a second. The commercial is there. I just wanted to give you the back story on this. This happened in 2022.
From a case of a mother accused of stabbing her 2 young children in August of last year. Court records show Janae Pettisclaw was in a custody battle with the children's father at the time of this stabbing. One of the children died in that attack. This morning, Pettisclaw was back in a attack.
I want you to see these kids. She stabbed these 2 kids. Paris, the little girl, died. The son survived. This is
the children died in that attack. This morning, Pettisclaw was back in a courtroom in New Orleans when newly elected Judge Leon Roche made an announcement. Roche recused himself out of an abundance of caution, saying he previously defended someone in the case where Pettisclaw was named as a victim. WDSU spoke exclusively with the family of Pettisclaw, who says they have mixed feelings about the latest developments.
That's the 3rd judge.
I was kind of disappointed because I was really hoping that he would be the judge. But I do understand, because I do want my child to have a fair trial, because I'm here fighting for my child. My child is sick.
If you knew your child was sick, now she's crying. You knew your child was sick, but you left her with 2 kids. Got you. Let me know my child is sick and has mental health. You think I'm gonna leave my child alone with with kids? I'm not gonna say some damn kids, but with kids.
A new judge will now be appointed to this case. An attorney for Pettisclaw says that could take about a week or so.
So she is waiting for a new judge. And that's some shit. Good morning, Carol. Good morning. Mustang Sally. Good morning. Jennifer positivity. I can't call you that, Jennifer. I am so sorry. I just can't do that to you. Just Danny, my sister. Good morning. I think I said good morning to M. Witt. Yeah, who turned the oven on? No damn accident. That was no accident. None. Now, coming out of Texas. And Cyber Hotline sent me this, and I already had it, and I was laughing. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But we have a serial rapist in Texas. Well, we had a serial rapist in Texas that happened to have HIV. Now, he is sitting in Denton County Jail as of yesterday. His name is Carlton Tambukua. Let me show you his picture. He's an immigrant, and he's a serial rapist. They said that he's sexually assaulted multiple women in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Houston, Atlanta, and there still have people coming forward. People are still coming forward. And they're saying that they know the victims may be hesitant about filing a police report, but they need to be checked. And the reason why they know he had HIV is because the Bureau of what is it? It was a health advocacy agency that notified the police once they started looking for him that he had HIV. He's committed multiple R's. Now, my thing is, her name was Tanya Jackson, who disappeared from Waxahachie, Texas. She was seen on the campus of the University of Texas in Denton. My thing is, I hope he wasn't one of these guys that was grooming that young girl. Good morning, Maria. Oh, he was probably doing it in his own country. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear you're not sleeping well. I really, really am. I'm sorry to hear that. But we have the serial rapist running around Texas. Look at him. But, well, he's not running around anymore. He's locked up in Denton, and that's where he's going to stay. So far, I didn't see where they have any bond for him at all. Yes, so at one point, there was this guy that knew he had HIV, and he was running around sleeping with all these different women. And there was a case in Texas like that as well, too. Well, he was charged with attempted M. And if he was still alive, if one of his victims died, the charges would have been upgraded to aggravated murder. Good morning, Black Hat. I'm happy to see you. How are you? So they're not telling you the ages of the victims that he's assaulted. Not at all, but I'm hoping that he didn't assault. Well, I don't like the fact that he assaulted anyone. But I'm hoping he didn't assault any young girls or boys. So they're not giving you the ages, but they said there are multiple victims, and these victims are coming forward. But then they said that they understand some people may be scared. How am I awake? Let's see. I went to sleep yesterday around 6:30. Maybe 6:30. Came home, took a bath. I was in my bed. I was probably knocked out. No, Savage started. So I'm going to say I was in there for like 30 minutes. So I probably went to 7, started at 7. I was laying in my bed at that time too. So probably around 7:30, I went to sleep, woke up around 11:40 and she was still alive. I listened for a bit. I turned over in my bed again and I went back to sleep. And I woke up at 6:19 this morning. So I slept in, Maria. I slept in because I woke up at 6:19. I slept in. And once I finish this live, I'm going to lay back in my bed. I'm going to set my alarm for like 2 o'clock. I'm going to get up, make sure I'm ready for my 5 o'clock stream. I have everything on deck. So I want to make sure that I have the little slides and not slides, but the little news clips and everything else that I need to put up as we're talking about the case, and want to make sure they're in order. Yeah, that's 3 a.m. your time, but that's not 3 a.m. my time. You got to remember, you're 3 hours ahead of me. You're 3 hours ahead of me. But when she was doing the dramatic reading, I was done. I think that's when I put my phone down and I just listened and I turned on my side. No, I'm PST. I'm Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Washington State. So no, your 3 o'clock is not my 3 o'clock. That's my 12 o'clock. So yeah, so I was good with that. But when she did that dramatic reading, and if anybody didn't see it, there was some DMs, I guess. Well, as a matter of fact, I saw them this morning because Muggsy, I guess, posted them on IG. And I didn't really read them because Savage had already read them. I'm like, oh my God. Please stop sending DMs. This man is going to post these DMs. Stop sending him DMs. Jesus. Savage was laughing so hard and Kat was laughing so hard. I was like, what are in these DMs? And then when she started reading, I said, damn. I said, OMG. So if you didn't catch Savage's dramatic reading, it's like 40 minutes before her stream ended. I think it's 40 minutes or it's like halfway through. I don't remember. Oh, you got 3 hours of sleep. Okay. You gotta go back and listen to the dramatic reading. That shit. Her face and Kat's face turned red. They were laughing so hard. I was like, okay, this must be good. So when she did it, I said, OMG, that's it. That's it for me. So then we have, wait a minute. So let me tell you about this one. So we had a woman. I'm not laughing. So we had a woman that went missing, okay, in Florida. She went missing. She had been missing for several hours. Let me get this man off my screen because I can't take him anymore. She had been missing for several hours. And I'm going to drop myself for a minute. She was found in a shipping container. They don't know how she got in the shipping container. Supposedly, her name is Marlene Lopez. She's 52 years old. And she had been missing since that morning. Somebody was there and they heard her banging and banging and banging on the shipping container, on the door. And they took her to the hospital. She was evaluated for potential dehydration. So who put this woman in a shipping container? Only thing they say is that she was trapped. inside the shipping container. That reminds me of the case where the guy had the woman in the shipping container. He had killed a young man, his wife or girlfriend. Then he had got another one and put her in there and was using her for sex and everything else. And this man had a lot of money. And I'm sitting there going, who put this woman in the shipping container and for what reason? And the reason why she knew she was missing because she failed to pick up her son. But someone heard her banging and banging on the shipping container door. I'm like, what the hell? Were they trying to trap her? Sell her? What were they always in? Girl, between Florida, New Orleans, and Texas. Okay, but we know the crazier people live in Ohio. And I'm sorry for anybody that's in the chat that lives in Ohio, but y'all got a whole lot of shit going on in Ohio. Whole lot of shit going on in Ohio. So I'm like, damn it, Mandy. So then I want to discuss this young man that went missing. Okay. His name is what's his Riley Strain. Riley Strain went missing after he left Luke Bryan's bar in Nashville. Now they're investigating Luke Bryan's bar because they said a bartender may have overserved him. But he went missing. And you know what I thought about? The Happy Face Killer. I thought about the Happy Face Killer because all of these young men were going missing and they were being found in the weirdest places. But they said he was only served one drink. And they said he had one drink and I think 2 waters before they removed him from the bar. So what was the reason they removed him from the bar? Was he being obnoxious? But he went missing right after he was removed from the bar. Does anybody know? Because they're not saying, and I was trying to find why was he removed from the bar. But there was a news, hold on, let me get the news thing. From Tennessee, they see him walking. He was walking on Church Street, and he just disappeared. Well, no, Church Street, then they said he was on First Avenue and Gay Street. What a name of a street. And he's now gone. He's gone. He's just gone. And I was trying to find the news thing that they had for him. The family is sharing more details. Let me see. So they're looking for him in the river and everywhere else. I was trying to find it because they have so many different damn stories on this young man. First, they said that he was intoxicated, and then Luke Bryan's bar gave a statement saying that, and they have cameras and everything there, he only had 1 drink and 2 waters before he was removed. But I didn't hear why he was removed. But they saw him stumbling down the street. So he had 1 drink and 2 waters. Was he on some type of drugs? Yeah, so someone's lying. Someone should have sent him home in a Uber or a cab. But there's videos of him, and they're looking at a homeless encampment. Hold on, let me share this with you. Because I saw the video, he's stumbling. And I'm like, 1 drink? 1 drink and he's stumbling? Something is wrong there. Let me get this.
Was kicked out of Luke Bryan.
And see, he was kicked out. So was he on drugs? What was going on? I'm trying to go back.
point of search efforts for a missing Missouri college student, 22-year-old Riley Strain. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. It comes as the owners of the bar where Strain was last seen release new details on what happened that night. The University of Missouri student was kicked out of Luke Bryan's Broadway bar just 1 week ago. Various surveillance videos show him stumbling north. This last time we see him on video near First Avenue and Gay Street. Kendall Ashman talks to a family friend who says they are leaving no stone unturned.
Did somebody give him
Friday to Friday, so we're almost a complete full week into this.
Chris Dingman is a family friend of the Strains. His son grew up with Riley. While law enforcement and Riley's family search every day in the water, sky, and on the ground, Chris sifts through hundreds, if not thousands, of online messages.
In the evenings, I get together with my leads and all the stuff I'm pulling off the internet versus.
I'm telling you, I think someone put something in his drink. They're saying he only had 1 drink and 2 waters. They're not saying why he was removed. And I've listened to like 2 or 3 different, well, not listened. I've read like 2 or 3 different articles. No one is saying why he was removed from the bar. Unless I missed it, I don't know why. Damn it, Mandy, do you know why he was removed from the bar? See, now the bartender said he was overserved. Their statement stated he had 1 drink and 2 waters. So something is wrong here. And I'm thinking like you, Carol, someone put something in his drink. Oh, there's a new Eileen Warner's thing. Oh, I got to see that. Someone did something to that young man because they released a statement after they were investigated. The bar said they served him 1 drink and 2 waters. There's video surveillance in these bars, and I'm sure the cop I'm sure they had a warrant to pull that. Oh, it's the early years. I remember Eileen. Oh my God, Aileen Warnes and her girl. I remember that case, and I was like, her girlfriend turned on her, which she really didn't want to, but she knew she was out killing all these damn men.
This is what they've had on the ground, and we put our heads together.
So far, these surveillance video clips and a few conversations with the unhoused is the only evidence they have.
We have had a very, very good experience with them. We have had a couple more leads that has popped up via them. I actually had a lady that we're working some very good leads with that was actually out in the camps last night about 10 o'clock.
Chris has been calling on ride shares to search through dash camera video from Friday night. He's also calling on people that were in this video to reach out if they can recall anything.
In today's technology and society, it just blows our mind how in a major city like that, somebody can vanish.
Exactly.
And we did receive a statement from the group that manages and owns Luke Bryan's bar. They write in part that they handed over all the security camera footage, photos of Riley, transaction records, and staff accounts to law enforcement. Now, their records show Riley was served 1 alcoholic drink and 2 waters.
Yep.
And based on conduct standards, he was escorted out of the building, followed by a friend who did not leave with Riley.
So conduct, okay. He had 1, so they removed him for his conduct. So that means he was being probably rambunctious or being loud, but you're in a bar or doing something that they deemed as not conducive to their environment. So that's why he was removed. But if your friend is with you and you are removed, your friend should go with you. You can always go back to the bar after you get him home safely. What kind of damn frat brother are you?
Riley. Now, the family tells us the Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission did reach out to them this morning. Bob.
Thank you, Kendall. News 2 will have continuing coverage as officials work to locate Riley.
So they still haven't found him. And this is sad. This young man, 22, out with his friends, frat brothers, whoever, and they escort you out the bar and they don't leave with you. When my sister, or when we go out and one of us is escorted, we all going. We're not going to leave you out there. And then my brother shows up because they call. But that was in, those days, way back when. We don't do that kind of stuff anymore. But I still don't get it. No one put him, hi, Baywatcher. And I said the same thing, Baywatcher. This reminds me of those smiley face cases. This is what this is reminding me of. These men, and it was happening in Chicago, Tennessee. I think it's a string of these people. It's not just one person that was doing those murders. Not at all. You were finding young men that were either drug in a bar or offered a ride. Then you're finding them, and they were attributing all of that to the smiley face killer. And they always said it was one. I don't think it's one. I've never thought it was just one person. And you are so right, Baywatcher. But you see that young man stumbling. Somebody if they only served him one drink and 2 waters, someone put something in his drink. Shit, it could have been a bartender. Hi, Pam LaBar. Good morning. Yep, none of them left. See, violating conduct standards. So his behavior wasn't conducive to their environment. That's what I said. Because there was no mention of a fight or anything else. And I read like 2 or 3 articles. And I'm like, so why was he removed? I said it had to be conduct. So someone did something to this young man. And I'm glad that the family friend is helping look for this young man, because undoubtedly, I don't see what the cops are doing. Yeah, if you go together, you leave together. That has always been our rule. We go together, we leave together. Even if somebody drove their own car, we're going to walk out with them, make sure they get in their car, make sure they're okay. What happened? Okay, I didn't see any commercials popped up. I went in and I tried to, the only thing I can do is just take the monetization off. And they were spiking drinks, and I think they're doing that again. Either one of his frat brothers or someone at the bar spiked his drink. Nope, you never leave your drink unattended. Even when I'm out with my sisters, my sister would put a napkin over her drink and push her straw through that napkin. And then I came back from the restaurant. She did the same thing to mine. I said, you were at the table. She was like, girl, it's not like somebody just can't pass by and drop something in there. So now that's my thing. If there's no lids, I'm going to cover my drink with a napkin and push a straw through it. And we do that shit in Vegas, but most of the time in Vegas, shit, my drink is in my hand. Hi, Aesops, how are you? See, somebody spiked his drink, and I'm standing fast to that. Someone spiked his drink. I feel sorry for that young man. I feel sorry for his family, because you got the video, you see where he's going, you see he's in trouble. And my thing is, no one stopped to help him. No one stopped to see if he needed help. No one. Pam, you can tell Bambi, well, I'll go in the chat. I saw she was live. But you can definitely let her know that I sent the files, and I think I sent her an email. I sent the files to Rodigel, who's my forensic person. She teaches forensics, and I sent her all the information, and she said she was going to look right into it. And that was Thursday morning, because I have forgotten. So once she gets back to me, she and I are going to do a live. Kat, are you sure? Because I can disable, I can take the monetization off. Normally, I can see when a commercial is getting ready to start. But I didn't catch it, and I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't mean, but I'm going to keep an eye on it now. I was listening and watching the news thing. Okay, so I'll probably go in there after I get off, or just listen as I'm getting dressed, because I said I was going to go back to bed, but I need to run out to the store and stuff, so I need to do that. So anyway, let's get on with what else I have to talk about. So Utah, Provo, Utah. I spoke on it a little bit on Maria and Ann's panel. Provo, Utah. Mother and stepfather have sex with teen. Now, they're facing multiple charges, okay? They engage, well, here's the thing. The mother said that there was never any penetration, all this other stuff. The 15-year-old girl alleged, I thought she was 17. I have to go back and look. She alleged that her stepfather had been abusing her for more than a year. So the parents admitted that they had engaged in sexual acts with the teenager. Now they're being held without bond, okay? Their excuse is they said they did it so because it's deemed as safer sex than having her going out and have sex with strangers. They did it because it was safe sex. She's 15 years old. Safe sex. Now the stepfather is in what? He's like 37, 38. She said that he had been R-ing her for more than a year. So, but get this, the victim, the young girl, is the one that called the police. She called the police. She said they have been engaging in sex with her since she was 14 years old. And they admitted it. So they said that they learned that she was interacting with strangers online and she had intentions to meet somebody or one of them for sexual activities. So they decided, hey, wait a minute, hold up. Why should she go meet somebody at 14? Why the fuck are you meeting somebody at 14 for sexual activity? I have no idea. But hey, wait a minute. Why go meet a stranger? Let's do this here. We can do it home. It's safer for you. They bought sex toys for the teenager. They took showers with her. Oh, they just want to make sure that she was comfortable. So the woman, the mother, said that she confronted her husband because he was having full intercourse with the child. She confronted him because he was having full intercourse with the child. But you, as a mother, thinks it's okay to buy your 14-year-old daughter sex toys and to take showers. This is not Smother. That's some sick-ass fucking people on Smother. You engage in safe sex play with your daughter. Tell me that's not fucked up. They are sick. Yep, they did it for her benefit. Good morning, Tina. So, exactly, Jennifer. What did the mother expect? You're doing all this with the teenager. We know it's going to lead to something else, but it was safe. She was teaching her how to have safe sex by taking showers and buying her sex toys with your fucking boyfriend or husband or whoever he is, because they're calling him the stepfather. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? And they're saying it was safer than her going out to meet a stranger. I'm too done. I'm done. I'm done. I am done. Are you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I just can't believe in your right mind you would think this is okay. You would think this is okay. Hi, first, what is it? Pursuit investigation. Good morning. Hi, Scottish Deborah. In your right mind, how do you think this is okay to be having what you call safe sex to teach your daughter at home than having her go out and meet strangers? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Cranky. This shit is crazy. They all need to be locked up in an asylum somewhere. I'm serious. They all need to be locked up in an asylum someplace. And now we're going to go to Madeline Soto. Still no ME report. There's no autopsy, which I was going to be surprised if they released that autopsy before charging him with murder. Now, we know he had 60 more charges slapped on him. I think he needs 100,000 of them slapped on him. Okay, so we have 60 more charges slapped on him. And still no medical examiner's report. I looked again this morning. I'm going to be surprised. All right, Pam, I will be surprised. They might give us the manner or cause of death. You know, they might give us the COD. I can't see them giving us the manner right now. I can't. Not until these charges are done. So let's listen to what's going on.
The lead suspect in the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto and the boyfriend of Madeline's mom is now facing 60 new charges. They aren't murder charges, but instead are the consequences of what was found on his phone. West News' Megan Mulatto joins us live from the Osceola County Jail where Stearns is being held. And Megan, these charges could put him away for life.
Yes, Stu, that's exactly right. So the charges vary from sexual battery on a child under 12 to lewd or lascivious molestation. Now, the state attorney's office says both of those are felonies. Both of them could lead to life in.
Nobody listens. I said she was 11 years old when this shit started. He had only been in a home for like 2.5 years. 2.5, 3 years. He started molesting that child when she was 11 years old. I said it. I knew it, the little bitch. Sorry.
In prison if convicted. While law enforcement agencies across Central Florida were investigating the disappearance of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, detectives with the Kissimmee Police Department found pictures and videos on Stephen Stearns' phone, leading to his arrest just days after Madeline went missing on charges of sexual battery with a child, capital sexual battery, and possession of material depicting sexual performance by a child. This is video of Stearns being taken to the Osceola County Jail.
Okay, for Susan, she heard it was for 6 years. They hadn't been together for 6 years. I'm going to have to go find the timeline. I want to see when he met her. I want to see when he met her. Because if it was 6 years, he's been abusing this child since she was 7. Oh my God. My understanding is from everything I've heard and read, they had been together like 3.5 years. They were together 7 years. Oh, I got to go find that. Where did you hear that one at? Because Vinnie Politan never said that. And then when I heard the new 7 years total, 7 years total they had been together. Living together or just together? Because they were living together then. So maybe they're talking about he's been in a home for 3.5 years. So were they living together for all 7 years or just together for 7 years? Okay, I'm going to find it. I will find it. I will find it because this is what I need to know. Because every time they're talking about it, they're saying he's been in, they've been in a home for like 3.5 years. The mother's living boyfriend. So maybe it was the mother's home and he moved into it. I'll find it. I'll find it.
That Friday, Madeline's body was found near Hickory Tree Road.
They were together.
Officials believe Stearns was spotted near the location earlier in the week,
together
hours after surveillance video captured Madeline's body in Stearns' car. Now, the state attorney's office has filed 60 new charges against him, including 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of sexual battery with a child 12 to 18, 7 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation, and 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images. In a statement, State Attorney Andrew Bain says the State Attorney's Office has been working closely with KPD and received evidence.
Thank you. That's what I was. Okay. Thank you for Sooth Investigations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because they kept saying he was in the home for 2.5 or 3 years, something like that. So I was thinking that they just started dating, but they had been together a total of 7 years, and she moved him into her home. Oh my God. This one really bothered me, especially when you heard them say that she had told someone at a church function she wanted to run away and live in the woods and get away from everybody. My first thing is, why is this? Was she 13 then or 12? Why is this 12 or 13-year-old girl saying this? What is going on that she wants to run away and get away from everybody? You know what? And I heard that the mother works at Disney too, or she does some kind of travel booking for them. As I said, on Reddit, if you go to that advice for teens and put his name in, Sustinet, Sustinet, you will see this man was grooming these teenagers. Okay, he allegedly moved out 2 to 3 years ago and lived with his mom. For Sooth Investigations, you giving me some information here. He was grooming these young girls on Reddit. It's called Advice for Teens, and he was targeting young girls. You can just read his responses. Get out. You need to find someone that you can talk to. Your mother is this. Your mother is that. This is a grown-ass man talking to teenagers, young girls. And I'm sure he was DMing these young girls and having personal conversations with them. Where was she found? She was found in a wood. She was found in the woods, but supposedly she had left her phone home. And let me tell you, When I heard she said that he said he was looking and she was digging in her backpack for her headphones or whatever, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I listened to it over and over again. And I was watching something and somebody else brought the same thing up. If she left her phone home, maybe she was digging to see if she had her phone, but why would she automatically assume she was digging for her headphones? The mother knew what was going on. The mother definitely knew what was going on. And I'm going to say definitely knew because you can't tell me. But then I understand that the mother had a rivalry with her daughter. I'm like, at 13? Was the rivalry over Stephen, whatever his damn name is, affections? But then you hear that the daughter couldn't sleep by herself. She had to sleep with someone because she had nightmares. Of course she's having nightmares. You got the fucking boogeyman living in your house. Good morning, Cree. You got the boogeyman living in your house. So who was she sleeping with if the mama's at work at night? Or whatever time. And then the fact she says that she saw, she talked to her after her party and, she didn't make it clear. Was it a phone call? Was it she saw her that night? Then the fact that she says she saw her daughter getting dressed for school around 8 o'clock. But she said her last conversation was that night of her party. Then she says, she saw her that morning getting dressed. But you got Stephen, I'm going to start calling him Stephen. Everybody's calling him Stephen, dropping her stuff in a dumpster at 7:35 that morning. And then you see him driving around the school or leaving the school with Madeline's body in the car at 8:10 a.m. when he says that he dropped her off at 8:40 and saw her digging in her book bag. And supposedly there's video surveillance of her at the church, walking away from the church. Really? Really? But if y'all think I'm kidding, I don't know if they've removed all of his comments, but I haven't checked at all this past week. But when I looked at that shit last week, it was disgusting. And I read some of it on my live. But I don't know if they can. Well, yeah, because they got ops over there, so they can delete his stuff. But maybe they don't want to delete it because maybe the police is going to get it. And they're going to want to try to see if they can contact. That's what I would be doing. Contact these young girls that are behind these accounts. Then who knows? It could have been another grown-ass man he was talking to and didn't realize it. But I'm sure the police is investigating all this shit because they have his phone that he accidentally factory reset.
That gave us cause to file formal charges against Stearns. We appreciate the thoroughness and detailed attention of their investigation and will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to build a strong case against the defendant. We requested an interview with Kissimmee Police regarding these charges and the murder investigation. They declined and referred us to a statement from Chief Betty Holland that says in part, "With this being a complex case with many facets, our work is not done, and we are continuing our investigation into the timeline leading up to Madeline's death." For now, Stearns is being held here at the Osceola County Jail on no bond. According to court documents, they show that he'll be back before a judge on April 2nd for his arraignment. For now, we're live in Osceola County. Megan Mulatto, WESH 2 News.
The state attorney's office says sexual battery on a child under 12 is a capital felony. Charges of sexual battery with a child 12 to 18 and lewd and lascivious molestation are first-degree felonies, all of which could lead to life in prison if Stearns is convicted.
He's going to get the death penalty for murder. Let's just make this clear. Wait a minute. Maria, does Florida still have the death penalty? Does Florida still have the death penalty? Sister, did I receive your text? Hold on. No, sister. When did you send me a text? I haven't received it, sweetie. I'll call you after this. I haven't received your text. The law was enacted October 2023. Life in prison is too good for him. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's too good for him. He needs the death penalty. Okay, because I know Florida, Texas, Louisiana, it was California. Who else was it? This is sick. This is really, really sick. Now, I know that Rakin had actually covered the undercover child sex thing in Florida. Maybe she never woke that morning. Maybe that's why she was sleeping in the car. They are under the impression that the surveillance video they have of the car was Madeline's dead body. She was already deceased. That's the impression they have. Now, we're not going to know the time of death until we have the death certificate. I mean, the autopsy. We're not going to know the time of death at all. If that young woman was killed early in the morning, that mother is in trouble. If he removed, where was she at that morning? Because she couldn't attend the party. He may not get the death penalty on that alone. So we are hoping for the murder charges. Ooh, yes, he's going to get the murder charges. But the question is, who committed the murder? Are they going to hold him responsible for the murder or just disposing of the body? Who committed the murder? What was going on inside that home? Because she lied and said she saw her. She lied and said she saw her getting dressed. Now, I don't know what kid is going to go to sleep. I'm trying to think. When I used to drive my granddaughter or my son to school, I don't remember them ever falling asleep in the car. But he said that she was asleep in the car, but you dropped her off at the church. So you woke her up you said, hey, here's your sleep. But he said that she wanted to be dropped off at the church. So did she tell him that before she went to sleep, before she left the house, which we know she never left the house alive? So when did she say she wanted to be dropped off at the church? I know Kayla used to get dressed and crawl back in her bed and lay there until her alarm went off again for her to get ready to go to the bus stop. I said, why are you laying in the bed? You're getting your clothes wrinkled. Yeah. She never saw Maddie that morning. You think he disposed of Maddie, the mom killed her. Oh, your daughter would do the same thing? Hi, Lauren. How are you? I was just talking about Kale. Hi, Sarah motherfucking Z. Seriously, she would get dressed, get up, brush her teeth, or she would get up, take a shower, brush her teeth, do what she had to do. She would do her hair after she got up out the bed again. But she would lay down. And when I'm working from home, she had her alarm set like every 15 minutes. The second 15-minute ring, she would be in the bathroom. She'd get up, go to the bathroom, do her hair, rinse out her mouth again. And then the third 15-minute, whatever the third alarm was, she was getting her backpack and everything, and she was walking out the door. Why are y'all putting dishes away in the morning? See, that's not a good morning chore thing. Kids should have breakfast in the morning, and they should do their chores when they come home, and then do their homework. I'm gonna have to talk to the two of y'all because y'all got life just backwards. See, the same thing, Jennifer. If your child falls asleep on the way to school, they're not feeling well unless they stayed up all night playing video games. Yep, the mother did say she was wearing shorts, but she was found with jeans. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let me see. So what is Justin doing? Justin needs chores too. Justin should be putting dishes away as well. Kayla is not the only one that puts dishes away. Who does the dishes at night? Justin should be doing dishes at night. And tell Nathan I got $20 to send to him too. So they put the dishes in. So what do you do? What job do you and Nathan have? I think y'all are using my grandkids as slaves, and I don't like that. Okay. They do them equally. The next question is, what are you and Nathan doing? Huh? Because you got them cooking dinner. What are y'all doing? I'm gonna call y'all. I'm gonna have to talk to y'all. Okay, anyway, let's get back to this. So with Madeline, it still remains who paid her. It comes to opportunity and motive. Are you cooking clean? I knew you were coming back with something, Lauren. I knew you would. Oh, yeah. You can't have them doing that in the morning. I'm serious. We would put the dishwasher on at night, and either she would take the dishes and put them up before, after she came home, or right after we ate or something. But I wouldn't give her those kind of chores in the morning. I wouldn't give any child those chores in the morning. Okay, they cook one day a month. Okay, but I like that idea. They get a recipe together. They go to the store and get the ingredients that they need, and then they go home and prepare the meal. I like that, and I like the fact that they're learning, how to shop, how money is spent. So I applaud you guys for that. I love it, love it, love it. I'm not going to slander you, Lauren, because I don't want to be sued. So we need means and opportunity. So who paid Maddie is the question. Anyway, we have Grady here. And when I watched this, guys, my first thing was Stephen a part of any child sex ring? Well, last night, let me tell you what I did. So I left work around 2. I ran to Costco and got me some shrimp and Dungeness crabs. I came home and I did me a boil. And I sat on my sofa and ate, took a bath, and got my ass in the bed. You have an active shooter in Lower Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and they have shut everything down, and Everett is told to stay in the house. Wait a minute. So you're saying that's a possibility? I'm serious. When I started, and all of this is taking place, so let's look at Grady real quick. Okay. And I hope this is the one where they have the video, because I can't remember, where they have the video of them with the sting operation and them going into the hotel and paying the money. Yep. Okay, this is the one where they're showing them. And I was wondering if he was a part of that ring. Did he have, did he know anybody associated with that? No, I didn't fall asleep in the tub. I'm not doing that shit again. That's scary. Okay, so let's listen to Grady here. I just want to get, okay, let's
we
listen to
arrested
Grady.
228 people for prostitution and human trafficking. At the same time that operation was underway, we also had another operation underway where we were specifically searching out sexual predators, deviants who were focusing on or targeting or wanting to have sex with children. And that was our primary mission. And as I've said before, it takes a lot of people to put these operations on. And if we'd only arrested one person, the entire week would have been worth all the investment. But we arrested many more than that. But that's not possible without our colleagues and our partners. Today, I have represented.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on for it. So I was thinking the fact that he was working, talking about Stephen again, he was working at Disney and we saw the picture of him at Epcot Center, but he said that he would be in these costumes. Do we know if he ever, he's in these costumes, hugging up on these kids? You know what I'm saying? This shit is weird. Yes, 228 people. Thank you for Suit Investigations. I mean, if you want to come up on panel, just let me know and I'll bring you up. Thank you. Because, okay, let's just go. He goes into all of this. I just want to get to the details. Okay, here we go.
Those folks have already been through the system, and we're going to talk about them. But understand that these folks will be those folks, and some of them are already on.
Okay, for Sooth, I said the same thing, that Disney was denying he worked there. And then I was sent a picture of him at Epcot Center behind the podium. Also, on Reddit, he's in another group with these little games, and he's always talking about Disney and working there. And that was 25 days ago last week. Okay, so he worked at Epcot, which is a part of Disney. Because I know Disney said he didn't work for them. And then it was sent to me, the picture of him at Epcot Center. But you got to remember, a couple of years ago, there was a sting operation, and there was a whole lot of Disney employees captured for child molestation and soliciting teens for sex. And this was all at Disney. So, and that's when I read their statement, and I was like, no, they're saying he never worked there. And then I was sent the picture and get it. So it's semantics. Okay, get it. He didn't work for Disney. He worked for Epcot. You're all part of the same damn franchise. Okay.
On that list. So let's go over and talk about a few of the ones we arrested. This is Willie Merrill from Plant City. He's already designated as a sexual offender. So see, he's on this list because he's doing it again. But he was also on that list. In 2005, he was convicted of having sex against a 16-year-old child. Back in the day, he was sentenced to 1 year in prison,
1 year,
9 years of probation, and then he was sent to us. In 2017, we arrested him for soliciting prostitution at one of our ops, much like this, but it was adults he was soliciting. In 2017, at the same time, we charged him for failure to register. So we charged him with new F3s, and believe it or not,
So I'm going to stop him for a minute. Here's my issue. You get more time for drugs than what you do for R-ing a child. You get more time for drugs than what you do for R-ing a child. Yep, and yes, you're right, June. They knew they had records. And if you were registered, now I know that was like 6 of them that were there that were registered sex offenders, but they were still working at Disney. That tells me they didn't do a background check.
For that misdemeanor too, he ended up with 364 days in jail. Well, normal people,
a whole year.
Say, hey, I don't
99
want
days.
any more of this. I've already been to prison. I'm on sex offender status. I've gotten caught again at an op, and they sent me back to the county jail for a year. But you know what? He is a classic example of how they never change their stripes. If they're not locked up, no matter what status we put them on, no matter how many times they have to check in, he's out seeking deviant sex with children.
Yep.
So in this particular operation, he's online, which is a violation of his condition. And he sees an ad that our undercover people put online.
I love that name.
And he goes to an undercover location, thinking he's paying dad $80 to have sex with his child.
So we hear this. He thought he was paying the father to have sex with his child. Now, we saw this on Predator Poachers or Predator Catchers when this man was trying to sell or have this 40-something-year-old man have sex with his 7-year-old daughter because she had to learn sometime. They really need to get tougher on this. There should be no bail for sex offenders against kids. None. Once you're caught, that's it. There is no bail. And it's the people that we're electing and putting in these offices that are putting these laws into place that is not protecting the children. Not protecting the children. You're going to see a surveillance tape towards the end where this man went there thinking he's paying the mom, I think it's the mom, to go to a room with her daughter. And this is happening in a hotel. Well, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, there we go.
Only 15 years of age. So he was charged with 2 counts of travel because the first day he traveled but didn't come to the operation. The second day he traveled, and that's when we arrested him. He was also charged with using a 2-way device. He was also charged with a felony of the 1st degree, human trafficking.
I wouldn't have no problem
human trafficking
giving him a death
because he was going to pay to have sex with a child. He lawyered up immediately. He wouldn't talk with us. But in his possession, he had 4 $20 bills and a condom, which matched exactly what he needed in order to commit this crime. So you see, despite his various arrests, his various incarceration,
they're sick.
He's still at it. Well, now we've got him charged with a 1st-degree felony, and our goal is that he goes to prison. He's 45. Yes. A good 25 or 30 years, which
keep him there.
The max you can get would be good, unless we can get the judge to run his other charges consecutive. He needs never to breathe air outside of prison if we want our children in the United States safe. But then have I told you before about Larry Hayes?
Look at this.
Larry Hayes is 41. He's from Plant City. He's married. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, he's married. I heard you.
The man is married.
And has kids.
He just retired from the Army on February of 23. He retired from the Army as a staff sergeant assigned to satellite systems analyst. And then he came back into the service working for the Department of Defense, working at MacDill in a high security area.
Yep.
He had security clearance. He came thinking that he was going to have oral and vaginal sex with a 15-year-old child, and he was going to pay her dad $250 for the privilege. Now, there's a video we're going to look at. Do we have that keyed up now?
It's not keyed up yet.
See him as he came into the lobby area of this hotel. Is it ready to show, or are we going to show it at the end?
At the end.
He doesn't have it queued up yet. Okay, we'll show it to you at the end of the
Hold
information.
on. Hold on. I'm going to
Keep
show
in
it to you
mind
now.
That
and
he
then we'll go
immediately
back.
tells us, I'm there
Okay.
to rescue her.
Okay, I'm going to show it to you
And
now.
what we have is an undercover person that's going to be setting and waiting on one of our deviant predators, thinking he's coming here to pay for a child.
Look at him looking around at the cameras.
You see, he's giving him the money. And when he gives him the money, he's going to escort him down to where he thinks it's a child in that room, but he's surprised that it's not a child. Like he's supposed to work, but instead he's just going to knock on the door, I guess. He doesn't know how to use the key. There you go. He's a slow learner. Okay.
He paid to have sex with a child.
All right, and here's the second one. If you, the lower corner is our undercover. He's blurred out. And in just a minute, there's a man coming in here who thinks he's going to pay dad to have sex with his 15-year-old daughter.
Look at this.
And here's some small talk. I'm going to go have sex with your daughter.
He's got a former's tan.
I mean, what do you say to the guy whose daughter you're about to
violate?
You know, this won't take long. This is insanity.
And he's waving at somebody he
Now,
thinks
when
is
he
her.
waved, he was waving to one of the undercovers that he thought was the girl. So once he saw the girl, hey, she's real, then he pulls out his money. So talked to dad, saw the girl,
got the key,
paid the money, and he doesn't realize it, but he's off to be arrested. But if it weren't for us operating undercover, this would be a child that was attacked.
Yep. Hi, Maria Haskins. Now, does that look like a La Quinta Inn?
Coolly.
Trying to find the room.
Okay, I think you get the idea. Okay. Any questions for us?
Okay, so let's go back to the other one.
And he is a TSA screen rescue her. And he is a TSA screener. That's right. You know the guy that you got to go through the line at the airports?
Yep.
This is him at Raleigh-Durham International Airport. This is who the federal government trusts to screen you. Makes you wonder when they want to do extra screening on children, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So he thought he was going to pay $100 to dad to have sex with her daughter. Well, so happens dad and daughter are undercover folks. But what did we do? We saved children from being victims, because if he hadn't hit on our ad,
he would have
might
hit on somebody else.
Another ad.
Yep.
For a real child. And when we asked him what he was doing here, he said he was on his way to South Florida to attend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have
They're gonna
birthday
party in
parties
jail.
at the county jail, and he didn't make it, and he's locked up. All of these guys I'm talking about are still in jail. They're not out. And then he sprung this on us like his DOD buddy. They're really not buddies, but they think a
Department of
lot.
Defense.
Hey, I've had TSA training, and I was here to do my own investigation. Well, too bad, buddy. We're taking you to the county jail, and we're going to give you some screening on the way in. And he traveled. First-degree felony, human trafficking. Then there's Hassan Abu Halia. He's from Brandon. He's 27.
Wait a minute. It's amazing how they get caught and everybody is doing their own investigation, but no one has contacted the police to let them know, hey, there's this ad going on where this guy or this woman is trying to sell their daughter online. No one contacts the police to let the police know that there are ads for children being trafficked. This is the sad part. You're doing your own investigation, but you didn't contact the police to let them know this is an ad I saw. Maybe you want to check this out. Sick ass people.
And he's married.
Hi, Sassy Susie.
Does it ever occur to you that there has to be some mad wives? If there's not, they should be mad wives, and they should be ex-wives. It's like, hey, you might as well move on with your life, because upon conviction, these guys are not coming home. He said that he worked as a customer service at a customer service center as a call supervisor. And he said that he worked for AT&T. AT&T didn't want any part about that, and they did not confirm that.
Of course not.
He's a Jordanian citizen, but he has a permanent resident status in the United States. He thought he was paying $100 for a half hour of sex, and he thought he was paying it to a mom.
A half hour.
And in turn was going to have sex with her daughter. Well, that's first-degree felony. He's still locked up. And then there's Lewis Nelson. He's 29 from Tampa. He said that he worked for Bosch and Loam in Tampa.
What?
And they would not confirm that. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to take credit for this rascal being around either, but we confirmed it through pay stubs.
Company.
And he also said he drove for Uber Eats.
Oh, hell no.
Listen, folks. I know everybody's got to eat, but we see the weirdest dudes driving and delivering packages and Uber Eats that they'll steal stuff.
So he had been working on his.
Now that's true.
Some like programming, like all of a sudden.
What is this? Hold on.
I was like trying to.
I got something that came up. That's true. I used to get so mad when Kayla used to order food if I'm not home. So I told her, do not order anything else unless I am home. No one. She goes, I had them leave it at the door. I don't care. Don't order nothing to be delivered if I'm not home.
Try to have sex with your kids. You got to be careful who you invite to your house, because then they know where you are. And if they see your children, they see that too. But he solicited a guardian for sex. Oh, did you know that he's a Haitian citizen here on a work visa? We did an ICE notification just so that they would be aware. We also notified the Haiti government, like I'm sure they care that he's here doing this stuff. But he's also locked up with a first-degree felony charge.
Sick ass people.
And then there's Brandon Ray from Mulberry.
Mulberry?
He works at the school board.
What?
As a mechanic.
See, I didn't know that one.
He did not travel, but he agreed to pay dad $100 for sex. He said he was worried and scared to travel because he was scared of law enforcement in Polk County. He said, you know, that
Yeah,
Grady don't
he
play.
said that. I knew that part.
Well, he's right about that. When we arrested him, he admitted, yeah, that's me. And then he tells the detectives, you know, I still respect that Grady Judd for all the work he does to protect children in this community.
But he was still willing to pay to have sex with a child. You can't make this shit up.
How many brain cells do you really have? I mean, like, you're the guy I'm trying to protect the kids from with my great detectives and those from the police department. I appreciate you respecting me. I hope you like the accommodations at the jail. Just thinking out loud. He didn't travel because he was afraid. Then there's Manuel Canasi.
Another beard.
Land O'Lakes. He's married. He's got 3 children, 17, 13, and 19. He's a laborer. He did not travel, but he was charged with unlawful two-way communications, using a computer to solicit a guardian for sex. He wanted to have sex with a 15-year-old child. You have children the same age.
Yes, you do. Makes you wonder
And
about
he's
his
out wanting
children's
to
friends.
victimize other people's children. He was willing to pay $100 to have sex. He sent a screenshot of one advertisement that went out that was calling us out. And then this is his quote. That sheriff is a hard ass, end quote. And he doesn't play, quote again. Well, right on both counts. And he's also locked up, even though he didn't travel. He was afraid. So then there's John Adams. He's not in custody yet. John gets an extra big picture because he's outstanding.
He's an outstanding
Now,
warrant.
folks,
He's
y'all know
run.
John. He's a contractor. He works in Lake County. He lives in Dunedin. He's the local guy. He chatted. He was going to pay $380 to have sex for 2 hours with a 15-year-old girl. He was going to pay mom. And he talked very, very filthy. We can't even say those words. How bad are they? They're worse than the words your mama used to wash your mouth out with soap for saying when you were a kid. I tell you that. And he talked about all the vile and nasty things
What you do to the mother.
Fifth, he's a filthy talker.
What he wanted to do to the daughter, he was saying
John,
this to the parent.
He's not any kin to the second president, or, you know, as far as we know. John, you might as well turn yourself in, because we're coming after you. We're going to find you. Yeah, we know that you're hiding right now. So you can go to jail, or you can go to jail tired, and how you do that's up to you. And for friends, relatives, somebody that may know where John is, if you call Crime Stoppers and tell them you can stay totally anonymous, we'll give you cash, and he'll go to jail sooner rather than later. He's out, and he's capable of having sex with your children.
This is sick people. Sick.
Now, I want to remind you of an independent press conference we did last week of Robert Miranda from Titusville.
Yeah,
He
we
was
saw
not a
him
registered
already.
sex offender here.
Oh my
but
God.
he was living part-time here. And this is a guy that was masturbating and tried to get a little girl, a 9-year-old girl, into the car by saying, have you lost your puppy? Come look at this brown and black puppy. And the
9 and a
9-year-old
12-year-old.
ran to a friend, and we charged him with a lot of things. This guy, as I explained last week, is horrifically dangerous. The courts yesterday just rejected his appeal for bond, so he's going to be in jail until he's tried. Our goal is to send him to jail forever. But guess what? In a different part of the state, he was on that list. And because of his conduct, there was new charges. He went here. He was not part of the operation, but he was one of the arrests of someone who was there. So when you look through the group over here, it's important to understand, and I want to underscore this, do not think across the Tampa Bay area that these numbers are any larger than the other metro areas per capita for the population. So you'll have greater numbers than us in Hillsborough or Orange because it's a greater population. But those kind of folks right there,
they're
that
sick.
we arrest, keep this in mind. There are,
I don't know, damn it, Mandy. Undoubtedly it didn't. She ran.
registered offenders in Polk County alone. 1,188 of the 1,256 are for trying to have sex with a child.
Look at this
They
shit.
did have sex with a child, and they served their time, and they're
And back
have
again.
Sexual offender registration. Of the 153 predators in Polk County, 126 of those charges were as a result of conduct against a child or threatened conduct against a child or a minor. Now, understand, when you go on this list as an offender, you have to register twice a year.
That don't mean
And we're
shit.
supposed to go out and lay eyes on you by state statute once a year. In Polk County, our detectives go out and lay eyes on you 4 times a year, a lot more than the state requires. Predators also have to register 4 times a year. And
So you're doing all of that 4 times a year, but these people are still slipping underneath the radar, because unless you have them under surveillance, unless you're tracking their phones or, seeing what they're saying and what websites, I can lay eyes on you all I want. Unless you're doing a deep dive into what they're doing on the computer or on their phones, that's not helping anybody.
we check on them 4 times a year in addition to the registration. But that's all we can do. This is the ones we know about. And
We need to change the laws. We really do.
1188 and 126, or if you look at the totality, 1409, we arrest people every week for violating this status. So that was the other part of our operation, not just to catch the new ones, but to make sure where these folks are. And they violated. Now, these 2 guys are at large. This is James Johnson. He's 39. He's a sex offender. He's from the Lakeland area. His last known address was 1409 Dawn Heights, off of the east side of the county. But we don't know where he is. And that's part of his new criminal charges, which is an F3. His previous charges was having sex with a minor and impregnating the minor. He served his time, 3 years in prison back in the day, went on sex offender status. We want you to know,
Not helping shit.
there's a reward out for this rascal. And then there's Antone Starks. He does not particularly know James, but he gets to have his picture out here. He's a sex offender. He was last known to be on St. Paul Drive in Winter Haven, and that's just down the road here, about a mile. He's at large as well. And we want him for the same thing we want Johnson for, failure to maintain an address.
I like these wanted posters, though. You
He
go
was
ahead on,
in
Grady.
prison for 5.5 years for a sex offense, plus an additional 5 years for registration
right, Mandy.
violations. So he's been to prison already 10 years. Well,
10
when we
years.
find him, we'll put him back in prison for some more violations. You see, when these folks aren't locked up, they're a danger to
Hi,
society.
Dreamsicle.
Keep your kids close. Know where they are.
Yep.
Know who they're with, or they could end up with somebody like this.
You're absolutely
Now
right.
we're going to ask our colleagues and our teammates.
Okay.
A couple of them want to speak with you. We'll start first with a.
Okay, so I'm going to cut this one off. Thank you, Grady, for that. But we're looking at these laws and everything that we have. Nothing seems to work. Good morning, Real Deal. Yeah, they need to put these degenerates under the damn jail. They should never get out for jail doesn't change them. We need to do legal castration. Seriously. There was one guy that volunteered for it way back when. It was the chemical castration, but he still had urges, but he couldn't act upon it. Yep, they just have to register. They just have to register. But the thing is that this is crazy. The thing is with these kids, and you know, we used to go out and play all the time. We used to go out and stay out and have fun with our friends. We didn't worry about stuff like that. Now, it's like you have to know where your kids are all the time. Even though they might be out playing at a friend's house, you don't know who's in that friend's house. I remember years ago when my grandson was living with me, and he had an older sister, and when my son and the mother broke up, she would just leave her daughter anywhere. So she called me one night and asked me to keep, she asked me, could she bring Chris back? And I said, yeah. She said she was going out. Now she had him for the weekend. And she said, well, can I bring him back early because I'm going out? I said, okay. I said, so what are you going to do with T? And she said, oh, I'm going to leave her. I'm going to leave her with my friend kids because they have kids and stuff. I said, how long have you known these people? And she goes, oh, well, she's gone out with me. I said, how do you know who's in that house? I said, you bring her to me. Don't leave that little girl with anyone that you don't know because you met somebody and you're supposedly friends. You don't know anything about these people. Anything. And my son used to tell me, well, if that's what she wants to do, I'm like, no. Hi, Glenn Crack, how are you? No, she comes to me. And that's the way I was. They weren't even together anymore. They had a child together and he was working overseas. I had my grandson, but I'm not going to let that little girl go someplace. And if something happens to her, I would never forgive myself. Never forgive myself. So I always had her to come to me. You're going to go out. I don't care what's going on between you and my son. That's not my concern. You bring her to me. Now, all of these friends she got arrested one time. And I get a call because the little girl is still at work. And at school. I'm like, where are all these friends of yours? So what did I do? I left work, went to the school, picked her up, took her to Walmart. I had to get her a toothbrush, had to get her clothes for the weekend because she wasn't going to get out till Monday. What happened to all your friends? No, you don't leave that child with anybody that you don't know. And that's the way I've always been. So when it comes to stuff like that, we really need to be careful about who we leave our children with. You can't even trust teachers anymore. But just for an update on this, Stephen Stearns, he had a court appearance on Tuesday, the guy that was molesting and allegedly Cade Madeline Soto. He waived his court appearance on Tuesday. He has a hearing, a pre-trial hearing set for April 2nd. And then his jury trial is going to be May 13th. Now, this is for the allegations, and which we know they're not allegations, but because of the child predator shit he's had on his phone and everything else, this has nothing to do with the M charges. My question is, the hearing on April 2nd, is that a formal hearing to charge him with M? Or, so hold on, let me get this for you. I was looking for an update to make sure that I didn't miss the to make sure that the autopsy report didn't come out. So let me get this for you real quick, and then I gotta go, and I will see you guys later. Let's see. Let's get this. And let me come back here.
Appearance then death of a 13-year-old girl tonight. New documents are. First, though, new developments against the prime suspect in the disappearance then death
This was last
of a
night.
13-year-old girl tonight. New documents are mapping out 60 charges filed against him. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Let's take a look at the timeline of what we know so far. Madeline Soto disappeared just over 2 weeks ago. Then her mother's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, was arrested on sexual battery charges. He has remained in jail ever since Maddie's body was found back on March 1st. So far, Stearns has not been charged with her death, but he is facing new charges tonight. News 6's Catherine Silver has been going over these new documents. She joins us live now. And Catherine, what are those new charges?
Well, as Stephen Stearns has sat here in the jail in Osceola County, Kissimmee police have been going through his phone where they first found those disturbing pictures and videos. So there are now 60 charges that have been formally filed by prosecutors. None of them are related to Maddie's death. That is most likely because all first-degree murder cases in Florida have to be presented to a grand jury. And police tell us they are continuing to investigate every single part of this complex case. From candle-lit vigils to memorials for hope and healing. Like a hole is missing. The Hunters Creek community has showed their support for Maddie Soto, a 13-year-old girl who authorities believe was murdered by her mother's boyfriend. New documents show Stephen Stearns is now facing 60 charges, among them sexual battery on a child and molestation. Detectives believe Stearns documented much of the abuse on his phone for years. It's that discovery that led deputies to arrest him before Maddie was found.
This is still an active and ongoing investigation.
Kissimmee police continue to investigate the timeline leading up to Maddie's death. The 13-year-old was reported missing in February. Stearns told law enforcement he dropped her off at school, but Sheriff John Mina says that never happened.
Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
A report from the Orange County Sheriff's Office shows Maddie's mother initially told deputies she saw her daughter getting ready for school that morning.
She
Since
did.
then, they spotted Maddie on surveillance video with Stearns, found her backpack tossed in a dumpster, and then discovered her body in rural St. Cloud. Law enforcement says Stearns is the prime suspect. He's being held without bond at the jail. So as we wait for any additional charges to be filed, here's what happens next. Stearns will be arraigned on April 2nd. There he'll have the chance to formally hear the charges against him and then enter a plea. I'm live in Osceola County. Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay, so he's going to be arraigned on April 2nd. Now, he had an appearance. He was supposed to be in court Tuesday. He declined to be there for that date. And then he has a trial date set for May 13th, but it's not on the M charges at all. At all. And then one more thing, this 11-year-old boy was stabbed to death by the mother's boyfriend. They got into an altercation, and this little boy was stabbed to death in Edgewater.
That news conference just wrapped up a few minutes ago. Let's listen to what they had to say.
Detectives learned the 33-year-old female victim was in a prior relationship with this offender more than 15 years ago.
Yep, and she was pregnant.
This offender has a history of domestic abuse, and as the superintendent mentioned, is a convicted felon who has had previous order of protection violation convictions. The offender was serving a 16-year sentence for home invasion and aggravated assault when he was paroled and placed on electronic monitoring this past October. While he was on parole, he threatened the female victim via text and also showed up at her home. He was sent back to prison in February for this parole violation. The offender was released on parole on March 12th.
The day after he was released, he entered the home of the family and took the life of an innocent 11-year-old boy. The boy's mother was stabbed multiple times, and she had an order of protection against this offender. Her 5-year-old son was also present and witnessed this attack.
Right now, State's Attorney Kim Foxx is speaking just to clarify some details about this case. Our Joni Lum is following the story, and she is going to bring us an update when it becomes available.
This is sad. 11-year-old boy was stabbed to death. The mother was pregnant. And this is a habitual offender. And she had a restraining order. It does nothing. He went into that home, broke into that home, stabbed the woman who's pregnant multiple times, and the son tried to intervene, and he stabbed that little boy to death. This is sad. What's going on with Jennifer? This is sad. Yep, restraining orders are a joke. Because if they're going to come get you, they're going to come get you. Point blank, period. Piece of paper is not going to stop them, especially if you're breaking into the home. And when it's too late, that's when, you hear about the restraining order. But he went back to jail. He went back to jail for violating it. And he comes out and he goes to that home again. Did she have notification that he was released? Because they're supposed to give you a call to let you know that this person is out. Good morning, Christoph. So this is crazy. So anyway, I will see you guys later around, well, what did I say? 5 o'clock. I think it's set for 5 today. We're going to go over Drew Peterson. Scott Peterson. I already did Drew. We're going to go over Scott Peterson, see my brain. And we're going to walk the timeline, and then we're going to look at the evidence that they're asking to be fully examined. So we're going to get into that. Wait a minute. Oh, today's my aunt's birthday. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll do that. But I need to call my sister. And you guys have a great day. I need to run out and get some stuff done. I'm going to jump in the tub real quick and get out of here so I can get back. Yes, we're doing Peterson today. I didn't have the oomph last night to do it. So, Christoph, yes, you're late, but you're okay. You can catch the replay. But that's our morning coffee news talk. And I'll be looking at, well, there's so much going on. I got so much stuff that I have information on. So I'm going to do that. I'll finish some of the other stuff tomorrow, but I need to get going now. Thank you, Black Hat Music. I really appreciate it. And guys, let me tell you something. I listened to a content creator yesterday when I was working. And I'm telling you, we think it's bad over here. I think every 10 minutes, this person was saying, hit my Cash App, hit my dono button. And I was going, for what? Oh, thank you for Sooth Investigations. Do you have a channel? Can anybody see this Forsooth have a channel for me, please? Where is Forsooth? Where is Forsooth? Do you have a channel? If you have a channel, let me know, please. Okay, you don't have a channel. Well, welcome. I hope you hit the subscribe button and hit the like. Well, I know you hit the like button. So I really, really appreciate that. But normally on the weekends, unless I'm working from home during the weekend, there's something hot I want to talk about that's in the news, I'll go live. But normally on Saturday and Sunday, I do a morning live and we just talk about current things that's going on in the news. And I try to do a follow-up on cases that I have covered. I have the case with the Leah that we discussed last year when they said that she committed S, and everything in me told me this young girl did not commit S. So I was sent the forensic report, the autopsy report, and I sent it to my friend who is a forensic professor. And I asked her to take a look at it. And once she gives me her findings and what she finds, we're going to come live and we're going to discuss that, because I showed you her mother was on IG begging for help, crying for help. They wouldn't even release the autopsy report to the mom. I have ads in Spanish. Jesus Christ. I haven't even seen anything pop up telling me that an ad is getting ready to be inserted. So I am so sorry. I'm going to see if I can change. See, this is something YouTube has started. I had found a way one time to go in and change the time, the intervals of the commercials. And I tried that the other day and it wouldn't let me do it. So I'll try it again before we go live for Scott Peterson, because I don't want you guys to miss anything that I'm talking about for Scott. So I would definitely 15 ads. 15 ads. Are you freaking kidding me? I've only been live for like 2 hours and you've already had 15 ads. Oh my God. Okay. Let me get on the, before I leave here, I'm going to contact YouTube and see how do I change this. No, you shouldn't have 15 ads. Hell no. No, 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 no. Okay, let me get on, let me contact YouTube through the chat and see how to change that and see if there's something that I can do. See, I have premium too, so I don't get ads. Yes, it gives ad revenue, but not 15 ads. I like you guys too, but no, not 15 ads. I used to go back in after my live streams and I can set the intervals for my ads. So when people are watching, it's not cut off in the middle of something important that I was talking about. So I have been here for 20 minutes and saw 3 ads. Damn, real deal. Okay, let me get on the horn with YouTube, because I did find a way I can set it. Oh, and my premium is only $14.95. I checked because somebody said theirs went up to $19.95. My premium is $14.95. Is it allowing you to skip the ads? Oh, is it St. Patty's Day today? See, yeah, so I definitely need to go back in and see if I can change up the ads. And let me show you. You know what? I don't think I can see it while I'm live, because once the video processes, you can go in and move it to where you want the ads to be inserted at. Yep. See, yeah. So mine is $14.99. Somebody said they were paying $19. I'm like, 19? Did it go up? I didn't know about it. And I remembered, so I went in and I checked, and mine's is still, it's $14.99 and $14.95. I can't remember. Oh, tomorrow is St. Patty's Day. Okay, I'm gonna be in all green tomorrow. It was kicking you back to the beginning of the chat. That's something going on with YouTube. Okay. Damn it, Mandy, you just had an ad. Okay, let me get out of here. I had no yeah, mine's is $14.99 or $14.95. An ad is playing now. Oh shit. And normally I'll see it if it pops up and I can dismiss it. And not one time has it popped up. But it's only here. Oh my God. All right, I will fix it. When I do Scott Peterson, I'm gonna, because I definitely don't want you guys to get ads like this at all. See, it's the YouTube issue, but I'm gonna call them and see. I'm gonna call them and see. Not call them, I'm gonna text them. I say call them. I'm gonna get on, I'm gonna get in the chat right now with them and see how do I fix this, because I don't want this going on while I'm doing Scott Peterson. I really, really don't, because I have the timeline and everything just laid out perfectly. So, and I don't want anybody to miss anything. So I will talk to you guys later. Black Hat, I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing great. Cat, U.S. Navy vet, I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing good. And Jennifer, same with you. I see that Missy, I think Missy said she was home. Yeah, I think so too. But let me see what I can do on my end to alleviate some of this, because I definitely don't want you guys having all these ads. It happens when you mod for Danielle too. Hi, Carter, sweetie. Have a great day. All right, I'm going to see what I can do on my end. Let me end this. I'm going to get in the chat with YouTube and see what I can do, because I don't want you guys to go through that. It happens during see, I can fix. Okay, so I need to go back in once the video processes, and I used to do that and set the ads where I wanted them to be at. So I would go and listen to where the ads are, and then I would move the little thing over to where there's a break in the discussion. So that way you don't miss anything important. So it's across YouTube. I think it's them trying to force us to buy premium. Could be. Bye, Christoph. Okay, so let me see what I can do on my end. Thank you guys for being here. And I will definitely see you later on today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you, Maria. I really appreciate it. You know, I got to tell you guys, thank you all for coming. I try to do this for every show. Thank you for coming. And I really appreciate it. I will see you guys later. And if you guys missed Savage's live yesterday, last night, please go check out her garage live. Hopefully it's still up. Bye, guys. I will see you later. Bye.